The mental prison is built by you. You are your own jailer. Set yourself free.
I've gotten the opportunity to speak to a lot of people in my lifetime, and it will surprise you to know that most of these people are people who were once outgoing, confident, and extroverted, but for some reason, they are now reserved, fearful, shy, too scared to face the world, and too scared to go on adventures. Of all the stories I've heard, the one story that amazes me the most is the story of this girl who was very confident when she was a kid. She was in the debate club. She, right from a young age, she was like 6 years when she got into the debate club. I think six, it should be six. Am I wrong? Oh well. She was 6 years old when she got into the debate club. She was not afraid to stand in front of a crowd of people to debate. She made friends easily. She was bold, she was outgoing. Her parents saw that there was more to her than, the average child. As time went on, she got interested in dance, and for her, dance was a form of expression. She felt free when she danced, and she felt like she could connect with people through dance. And because of that, she got into dance competition. Her parents were so proud of her. She got good grades in school. She had a bright future. And it was evident to everyone. When she was done with primary school and she got admission into secondary school, um, things kind of changed. There was a talent show that JSS1 students were supposed to participate in. If you're not in Nigeria, JS1 is the first year of secondary school. So, so she was in JSS1 and she was supposed to participate in a talent show. So they grouped everybody into different segments. For example, if you're good at dance, you enter the dance group. If you're good at singing, you enter the singing group, and all of that. And of course, she picked dance. She was picked as the leader of the dance group for the talent show, and she was so excited. When it was time for the show, she came on stage with her mates. She was the leader, so she was in front of every other person. She came on stage, she danced, and she heard people clapping for her. As she was hearing the claps, she was even dancing more, adding more moves. Then she was hearing shouts, she was hearing cheers, she was hearing roars. She was so excited. When she was done dancing, with her group of classmates, she went off stage. They all went off stage, and then the talent show went on until it was over, and every other person went to their hostels. When she got to the hostel, a particular senior that was in her room called her aside and told her to never ever dance again in public. According to the senior said that what she thought was cheering was actually booing. People were booing her. Every other person in school that was watching her on that night was not cheering for her. They were booing her. They were laughing at her. That was the turning point for her. That was the day she decided that she was never ever going to put herself out there again. Do you know what's funny about this story? That girl is me. I instantly lost my self confidence and I told myself, never ever again. From that day, I started feeling like I wasn't enough. Every single time, every single day, every single minute, I felt my heart beating faster than usual. I felt like I had this burden, like I was carrying this burden of being scared around me. Every single thing that happened scared me. If I had to speak to someone I wasn't used to speaking to, I would be scared. If I had to make a new friend, I would be shaking. Literally, I felt my hands shaking. When I had an exam to write and I had to read for it, I was even too scared to read for the exam because I felt like I was going to fail it. That's how much that event affected me and completely changed my life. So that day, I went from being a bold, daring girl to being a shy, reserved girl. And you know the funny thing? I always used being introverted as an excuse to be shy. When people would ask me why I didn't try to make friends in secondary school, or why I didn't go for events, or why I shied away from any leadership position, I would always say that I'm introverted and it's not just my thing. I don't feel comfortable doing stuff like that. But to be honest, deep within me, I knew I was carrying a burden on my shoulders. I knew that I wasn't free. I didn't feel free. I did not. It got so bad that I started depending so much on the few friends I had. I think I had like one or two friends then. I got I started depending on them so much that I couldn't leave my hostel without them. I would need them to stay beside me because I felt protected or shielded when they were beside me. If I ever went out alone, I would feel like I'm going to faint right there. And that was the sad thing about, being really shy in that moment. It got so bad that I started walking with my head down. Yeah, that's how bad it was. I was walking with my head down. I didn't believe in myself. I was so shy. I was, oh my God, when I think back, I'm so sad for that little girl. And to think of how many opportunities I've missed over the years because I'm always too scared to speak up, always too scared to, face a crowd, always too scared to fight for what is mine in this world. So I lived this way for over 20 years. I saw a lot of my friends who were in the same secondary school as I was. I saw them grow into confident, bold women. I saw them achieve their goals. I literally watched them as they achieved their goals. Some people traveled abroad, some people grabbed opportunities that were given to them, and I was just there looking at everyone achieving their goals, and I knew that something had to change, and I was ready to take the bull by the horn. I said enough is enough. We are going to move. Regardless, we're going to move, we're going to do this. So what I did was, last year when I started feeling like I was tired of living this shy life, I started pushing myself outside my comfort zone. I started trying to do things that would put me out there because I knew that if I got used to doing these things, then I would not be afraid of doing them so much. So for me, I started pushing myself out there. I just wanted more for myself. I wanted to travel the world too. Everybody was traveling the world, everybody's achieving their goals. Maybe not everybody, but most people I know are doing well. I don't know about you, but most people I know are doing well. So I really want to be part of those people, and I cannot be the person holding myself back. So are you wondering how I went from being that shy girl to being this woman who is now bold enough to go after her dreams, this woman who is now stepping into the world and finding her place in the society? I now have my own YouTube channel. I'm not afraid to make friends anymore, and I'm healing. I am so grateful for my healing journey, and I'm so excited that I've come this far. There are very few straightforward tips that have helped me, and I'm quickly going to share with you guys. Okay, the first thing I did was I questioned myself. I sat down with myself. I said, Chivi, are you really a shy person, or you just put that title on yourself? So if people ask you about your personality or who you are, you say, no, 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 no. I'm just a shy person. This is who I am. This is just who I am. So I sat down with myself one day and I asked myself, who are you really? I was listening to Apostle Selman the other day, and he said, the true version of who you really are is the person you were when you were a child. So if I was a bold, outgoing child, why has that changed? That's who I really am. But life has changed me, and I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to accept it and say, oh, this is my new normal. I refuse. The first thing you need to do is sit down with yourself, question yourself, ask yourself some deep questions. Who am I really? What is my identity? Who does God say I am? Who says I'm a shy person? Who says that? Am I the one telling myself, or people have told me? Is this really who I am, or who people have said I am? Who told you that you don't do well in social gatherings? Who told you you have to recharge after a few outings? Who advised you to hide in the background when everyone else is taking the lead? The minute you begin to question yourself is the minute you begin to realize that you've been living based on lies. And are you going to let lies stop you from living the life of your dreams? No. Before we get to the next point, I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by the subscribe button. So if you've been enjoying the video so far, kindly hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and share this video with your friends if you like it, okay? All right, let's get to the next point. Surround yourself with people who are a representation of who you want to be on and offline. So instead of following people on Instagram and Twitter, people who don't add any value to your life, follow people who inspire you, people who represent the kind of life you're trying to live, people who already have what you would like to have. I'm going to suggest very few people who have inspired me. If you're a woman under the sound of my voice and you would like to be inspired on a daily basis by powerful women who are changing the world, I would like to suggest a few women. These women are Mpumi Ledwaba, Dana Chanel, Sarah Jakes Roberts, Tolu solutions. The next point is to fix your self talk. The loudest voice you're going to hear all through your life is your own voice. And your life will eventually become a reflection of what you tell yourself. So, speak kind words, speak good words. The final point is to envision or paint the kind of life that you desire and let that drive you every single day. I love the part of the Bible that God took Abraham to a particular place and told him to look at the stars. As far as his eyes can see, God said that he would give Abraham as far as his eyes can see. That's way, way beyond his biggest imagination. So it's very important to have a picture of what you want, envision it, see it, and let that drive you. Okay. Jesus, this heat. This heat is killing me. Oh my god. Can this heat just reduce? Come on. How about hey, Jesus. This is a huge microphone. Hey, I don't want to hold it. How do people put their mics in a way that it will not be obvious? Because what is going on here? I think it's okay like this. I think it's okay. I just have to make sure it doesn't move as I'm speaking.